I could see it from a mile away.
Am I allowed to film this?
Yeah, of course.
Can you film it for me?
What's your name? Nice to meet you.
Hello, my name's Nduka Baduga. I know that's a mouthful,
I
right?
love that.
I'm Nigerian. I'm Igbo. My dad came here. My dad came here in the 1980s. He was a survivor of the Nigerian Civil War, and there was a massive genocide against my tribe or ethnicity in Nigeria.
Are you in the Muslim or the Christian?
I'm the Christian.
Yeah,
Christian.
which was totally persecuted by radical Islam. So God bless you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have one question. So I do agree with you because I was here originally to ask you about your opinion about aid to foreign countries and stuff like that in Africa, et cetera, et cetera. Because my argument originally was that yes, the United States gives aid to Africa, but that doesn't help. But now I have a follow-up question for that. So essentially, I wonder, since America and Western countries own a significant amount of the oil in third world countries, et cetera, how do you guys, if you guys don't give aid to these countries, because the aid doesn't help them, it destabilizes them. So the aid destabilizes these countries, and it's where you guys get your cheap labor and oil from. So how do you guys intend to replace those profits while losing the source of profit?
Great question. Let me. I think what you mean by you guys, you mean like conservatives or people.
No, not conservatives. I mean this is Democrat, Republican.
Okay.
It's like a Western.
No, I know, but you're an American, right?
Yeah, I'm
so
American.
It's us. I just want to make sure you're an American. I'm an American, so I don't want to do the
Yes,
you
sir.
guys thing. Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, Nigeria. We can talk about Nigeria in particular. It's the most populated African country. It's the wealthiest African country. Lots of oil, but unfortunately, as you know, a permanent oligarchy that is immovable. Mm-hmm. The answer to the question is, how do we help African countries other than...
No, I'm asking the question of, like, you guys, essentially what you guys want to do is you guys want each country to use their own resources and
Correct,
stuff like
yes.
that to make themselves great.
Well, but yeah, I suppose in Nigeria, I don't think American interests own a lot of the oil in Nigeria. I could be incorrect. I think it's,
Shell,
that's Dutch.
but Shell is like a British, Anglo-British.
It's a Dutch company. Yeah.
And then there are other Western oil companies like Exxon.
Exxon's American, yeah.
Stuff
Okay,
like that.
so this is an important point. Way deeper conversation, not a debate, which is that a lot of these countries should entertain trying to own their own mineral deposits and their own oil.
I agree.
There's an example of this which is against the CIA. In the 1960s, Iran discovered they had all this oil. Mm-hmm. The Brits and the whole story of the Shah and Mossadegh, right? Mm-hmm. So you had Mossadegh that rose to power saying, we're going to nationalize the oil, we're going to really be rich. Mm-hmm. We got mad about that. We displaced him. We put in the Shah. He was sick, and then of course you get the Ayatollah after that. I don't think we disagree at all. I think that yes, I mean that I'm inherently against imperialism. So
okay, so my biggest question with that is that if America is getting cheap labor and cheap oil from Nigeria and other countries, how are they going to replace that cheap oil and cheap labor that they're getting if they leave those countries?
We have a lot of oil here. I mean, we don't need.
But
Nigeria.
labor would not be cheap.
Yeah. So what you mean is like immigration labor, or
yeah. So like how do we replace the cheap labor? Because
as far as labor, that window is closing. I mean, mass robotics and AI are going to close the labor gap in the next 10 years. The idea of needing cheap labor, that's going to be over in about 10 years. There's about a 10-year window on that. So,
okay.
And also, final point is I think the mass adoption of AI can make African countries very, very wealthy. Because if every single African youth has a smartphone with AI, they basically can have the same learning capacity of somebody in the Western world. It could theoretically, not that it will, close the learning gap between the third world and the first world. So thank you. God bless you.
Can I ask one more
yes,
question?
I liked your name, by the way. Yeah.
Thank you. So like the last question to that is that according to a British article written by The Guardian, about 70% of oil companies' money is made out of artificial scarcity just by the monopoly they have of the market. So how would oil companies in America be affected by Nigerian companies, Iranian companies entering the market? And would that create a condition for war? So is your plan impossible?
I don't even know what's a plan. I'm just thinking about this out loud. It would probably spike oil prices in the short term. I mean, and then it would probably, we don't know. It depends how much, it's supply and demand. So OPEC intentionally will monitor and manage the supply of how many barrels, which is largely driven by Saudi Arabia and Russia.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Thank you.